All right, I just started it.
Okay. Should I just read the title first and then introduce ourselves?
Yeah, that works.
Okay.
That's yeah.
All right. We're going to be talking about the logistics of shipping large consumer goods, specifically Peloton's issues amid COVID. I'm Katie Gallagher, and I'm presenting with Jack Higgins, David Holt, Daniel Lujan, and Jay. Starting with Peloton's issues and problems amid COVID. Well, first I'll talk a little bit about the company. So Peloton is an American company that produces exercise equipment that allows subscribers to remotely participate in classes. And a majority of the customers are from the United States, but their main manufacturing facility is in Taiwan. And they've been known for their delivery problems, which were mainly long delays. And as gyms and fitness centers closed due to the pandemic, demand for at-home fitness equipment like Peloton's exercise bikes and other equipment spiked immensely and left Peloton struggling to keep up. Lockdown also caused a surge in online shopping, which increased import volumes that led to port congestion and capacity constraints in ocean freight. And with Peloton's main mode of delivery being ocean freight, the port congestion led to expensive shipping and delays, which furthered their delivery problems. In an attempt to increase the capacity of supply chain and to reduce their long delivery delays, Peloton increased their manufacturing capacity by more than 6 times of that in the past year. They invested $100 million in order to expedite deliveries in both ocean and air freight, and they invested $400 million to build a manufacturing facility in Ohio, which would be the first factory in the United States, but wouldn't open until 2023. And after announcing this plan, Peloton unfortunately ran into a couple of issues as gyms and fitness centers started to reopen, causing a significant decrease in demand for at-home exercise equipment. And a little over a month ago, Peloton decided to delay the opening until 2024 because they had a surplus of exercise machines. And earlier this month, they canceled the plan altogether in order to cut costs due to the recent decrease in demand.
So basically, the importance of all this is to be flexible amid crisis. It is easy to be sufficient while times are good and things are certain, but the ability to be sufficient among uncertain times like COVID or like any other tragedies can make or break a company. To be able to adjust with supply and demand is very critical in calculating new process. Budget capacities will help Peloton counter any problem that they might arise with supply and demand. Increasing budget for manufacturing and potentially opening a new plant in Ohio would help decrease transportation costs and any delivery problems. This is especially important because customer wants and needs are the number one focus of all companies.
So during COVID-19, as Katie has stated, the demand for at-home workout equipment has increased immensely. That's why our lead time, including processing time, transporting time, and waiting time, has been reducing since there's not enough workers in the manufacture. So we don't have enough inventory to ship out for every family that requires the equipment. There's also effect on flow time since workers have to stay at home due to COVID-19 and get for as far as people as possible. So flow time, which means that they have to work and creating new products, has also been decreased immensely. So yeah.
Some other effects that COVID-19 had on Peloton, the demand fluctuated a lot at the beginning because COVID happened. A lot of gyms and businesses shut down, which led to a surge in demand for at-home gym equipment. So once Peloton was able to manufacture this equipment to meet that demand, the demand actually died off because gyms started opening, and then they ended up with a surplus of inventory, which means that they had an increase of on-hand inventory and as well increase of holding costs.
So as economic wise, Peloton reaction to economic crash is to reduce the amount of products that they produce and focus in domestically each shipping and reducing in globally each shipping, since they found more profit shipping inside their own country, and shipping outside of the country may have take a lot of risk. So the result of this reaction is they have to pay lower tariffs and tax. When they ship globally, they reduce the amount of shipment to over a different country, and they reduce of the risk of workers getting COVID-19.
So all the things that were described previously lead to the conclusion that what Peloton experienced was the bullwhip effect. And I'm looking for information from the class that we can leverage to understand this issue that Peloton had. One of the causes we determined was overreactive ordering on Peloton's part to keep up with the surge in consumer demand. As was mentioned earlier, at the onset of the pandemic, when gyms were closing, the demand for Pelotons at-home equipment shot up, and this caused a problem because, according to the bullwhip effect, demand fluctuations get more volatile as you move up the supply chain from consumer to manufacturer. So Peloton, obviously being the manufacturer, the dramatic increase in demand really caused a spike and an overreactive ordering on their part. And a solution for this is to increase and enhance communication between the stages of the supply chain to try and minimize that volatility that gets transferred. And a second cause of this bullwhip effect that we identified was price promotions offered by Peloton. Once the pandemic started to ease and people could go out and work out at gyms again, and demand dropped, Peloton offered a price promotion on their products to try and increase demand and get some of that inventory out of their warehouses. But this is another cause of the bullwhip effect. And a solution for this is just to not offer price promotions. And like I said, they just exacerbate the already volatile demand rate. And here are a list of references. Thank you for listening to our presentation.